wasn't kept. Oh, a guy I know, he wasn't kept in.
Do you want to be on camera or?
No.
Yeah, no, sweet as.
No, well, I mean, it was.
Yeah, no, you're all good.
Anyway, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking out and always following me around, mate. Yeah, so, guy went to prison because he did some stuff, and he was in isolation for 2 weeks. And then they said you have to go to the block, and he said no, I'll stay in isolation. They said you can't, and they said you have to be vaccinated, and so they held him down and vaccinated him because he put up a fight and said I don't want the vaccination, and then then they held him down inside and forcefully vaccinated him. So he said.
Yeah. So that's an extension on what I heard. I'd heard from someone else that they just got kept like unlimited time, just like kept forever in the isolation thing. I didn't realise that they're actually throwing people out and forcefully vaccinating them.
Oh,
so
he couldn't be kept in isolation. He couldn't be kept in isolation because of various reasons. He had to go to the block that he's always in, and then he said no to the vaccination, keep me in isolation. They said no, and then they held him down and vaccinated him because he said, oh, we're going to have to force it on. So they
the level of tyranny in New Zealand is exceeding what people actually realise is going on.
I don't know, and I don't know if they're doing it if they arrest you. I don't know if the cells and stuff, if they got isolation cells. What do you know about that?
I don't know for a fact, but generally if we're going to get arrested today, we'll probably only be like in the cells for one night and things, and I don't think they'll force anything because they can't in like just one night sort of thing.
There's not enough people. There's not enough cells for the amount of people here. They'll have to arrest everyone.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm actually quite happy about the turnout. I was worried because of like the red light restrictions and the fact that it was shit weather this morning. I actually wasn't sure how many people were going to be here. I didn't want it to be like 10 or 20. It's like there's 10 or 20. We're probably all getting arrested.
Yeah, but I'm surprised the PO isn't here.
Yeah, so am I.
But anyway, they've all been vaccinated now, so I just like I'm like this.
Step back and.
So you're anti. Yeah, right. Good on you, mate. Yeah, because turns people into horrible people.
Yeah, it does.
And it is.
Yeah.
And have you noticed everyone that's had it, they're coughing? They've got a cough, and I've mentioned that to a few people, and I noticed that from the very beginning. And you go to the hospital, and they staff it. And they, because they say, when someone coughs now, I say, you've had your jab, have you? Yeah, they've got some sort of strange cough, and it's very strange, and that's through summer too. If I'm around vaccinated people, one time I had to, and I've got to stop going to the hospital, but I feel sick after I leave there.
Yeah.
Feel ill, man.
Wow.
Feel
so
ill.
all the crap's just floating around in the air when you're there every time.
Yeah. I hate to think of those ventilation things, you know.
Yeah.
I like this one. Keep your prick away from our kids.
Yeah. I know that. I know the guy who prints them all.
Yeah. Well,
He was supposed to be here. Don't say his name. He was supposed to be here.
Well,
I saw him just the other day. I came around and visited me the other day and stuff.
Well, I'm surprised on how many people haven't been vaccinated, because I was talking to a lady, and she's turned up randomly. She had a couple of dogs, and she said, "Yeah, look, you haven't been vaccinated, neither have I." And so it's a lot more than what they're saying in the statistics.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot less. I mean, there's
a lot less have taken it than they're trying to promote and say they have.
Well, I've heard about 40% haven't. I mean, look at the police. They've got until what? 3? They've just laid them off, and they've laid off more than what you think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, that was in the paper, Wednesday's paper yesterday. They've got until March the 7th, and they're terminated. So they keep getting paid up to March the 7th. They're getting paid for the next 3 weeks. They've got 3 weeks from yesterday or something to be vaccinated. After that, boom, they're gone.
Wow.
And then they've got until March. So they've got until March the 7th. They'll continue being on the, because they have to give them time.
Yeah.
Some sort of redundancy. But they say there's they said there was 10,000, so there's 14,000 in total. there's 10,900 and something that are vaccinated, and then out of the remainder, they said 98% something, but that's a lie.
Well, it is if they're laying off that many.
So
yeah.
I didn't. I thought there was more cops than that, but there's also different kinds of cops. There's detectives, then there's cops, then there's sworn, then there's non-sworn, then there's then there's the narc squad that drive around undercover.
Yeah.
They call them auditors. Yeah, collecting info, and they drive around those little Toyota or electric cars and those sort of cars. You see them going in and out of the cop shop.
Oh, shit.
You wonder. I said to my mate, why are those going in there all the time? Those little Toyota cars. Oh, they're undercovers. So watch out for those little Toyota ones.
Yeah.
They look like just your little grandma's car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got phones on the front of them.
Oh, shit.
I noticed that when I did security, when I did security over the road in the car park years ago.
Yeah.
So why are they always got those cars going in there? Oh, they've got to deal with Toyota, see? And there's heaps of them.
Yeah.
So there's heaps of narcs. And during lockdown 4, there were heaps of them. They were going around, they were watching you, they'd drive up, try and gaslight you, drive up, go like that, and then drive away. And I had one follow me down the road on my bike. Yeah, filming me. And so I turned around and I started chasing her down the thing. What are you filming me for? My bike. And she freaked out and took off. Yeah, no, the narcs, you wouldn't know, they sometimes look older. That guy was a witness. So one of the guys was a witness to it during lockdown 4, because I said, they'll be here in probably 10-20 minutes down at the windsurf park.
Yeah.
Sitting down there during lockdown, and then one turned up and she was like pretending to take a photo or something, and I said, you're not in your bubble, I said, you could have taken that photo from over there. Crazy, man. Yeah, so these 10,000, it said these 4, so I would say these estimated 4,000 that aren't, and they said then there was a number of them, so there's got to be more than that. So I don't think if that's the total police in the country, 14,000.
It can't even be close to it.
No, there must be 20,000.
Oh, there must be more than that.
You reckon?
Yeah,
How
honestly.
many cops in Christchurch, you reckon?
Shit, in Christchurch itself,
So there can't be, in all
I'd
the
say there's got to
areas.
be like a couple of thousand, wouldn't you?
Yeah, okay. So I'm surprised that it said, I didn't know if it was just Christchurch or nationwide, but it
Yeah.
gave a figure of 14,998.
Oh, maybe if it's 14,000, it might be like all of the cops in Christchurch, or all of, like, as you say, one specific type of category of cop through the country.
And you thought Canterbury, South Canterbury and all that, no, there's got to be, there's well less than that, because we haven't seen that number. So I think, in total, with everything, there's probably about 20,000 in the whole country.
Okay.
But it said, it made a figure, that was Wednesday's paper, so look on that, Wednesday's press or Tuesday's press.
Yeah.
You've got all your different departments though, so
Yeah.
these are just sworn and unsworn, because then you've got you got your goon squad, you got your ones that do the detective work, the ones that put the tents up and that, and
Forensic investigators and things.
So I'd say they're number 14,000, about 15,000. That'd be right too, nationwide, of just officers, because you think how many in the whole South Island. I mean, it's only about 10 cops in Nelson.
I
15.
I did get told that there's 25 frontline cops that are out in Christchurch at one time.
That's it.
So there's only 25 that are out.
So that'll be a number.
Every day.
Yes, so it'll be about 14,998, and about 4,000 of those won't get vaccinated.
Wow.
So and I reckon that's a lot of those are going to be leaving.
Yeah.
So what are they going to fill them with? Army, and I don't know the percentage of Army. I haven't heard anything about Army.
No, neither actually. New Zealand stuff's been kept real quiet.
Yeah, and I know that there was a lot of the Army weren't going to get vaccinated.
I know more about the American Army than the New Zealand one, to be honest.
Yeah, well, some soldiers were going to court to try and not get vaccinated. Some were lucky to get medical exemptions, so there'll be a lot of soldiers leaving. I don't know what happened with the accident and emergency staff, because half of those weren't vaccinated, firemen and all that. Remember that?
Yeah.
So it hasn't said if they've kept their jobs or not, or what's happened.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. It's like, something starts happening, something gets said, and then everything just gets hushed up, and we never hear anything else about like the actual outcome.
Yes, right. But they're saying about the police. You know, the same about the place. So about 4,000 will
And that's over a third.
Yeah, I reckon there's more than that.
Well, just under a third, isn't it? Sorry.
I reckon there's more than that. I reckon there's more, you know, because I mean, the people.
Well, so do I, because there's got to be there's got to be more than 15,000 police in the country, or 14,000 police in the country.
Yeah, well, 15,000, there'll be a number, and then there's like all the narc squad and the different things, and
well, that's what I mean.
There's
got to be more.
It's got to be about 20. I think it said something about 22,000 in total.
Okay.
In total.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you think about the numbers, so many in Wellington, so many in Auckland, and different districts, so many in Christchurch. There's only about 7 in Brighton. You know, so all of that. So you think about it, Christchurch alone, there's probably not over anything like 17,000.
Yeah, like pretty much all up sort of thing, yeah. And all the different shifts they work and things, so yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Alright, man. Oh, sweet. Awesome talking to you, bud.
Talking to you,
Yeah, man. Sweet.
Yeah, is it off, is it?